Reaction. An action or feeling experienced in response to a situation or event. This is a general rule that majority of React creators follow on YouTube. But what happens when your favorite Twitch streamers don't do that? What's up? So, if you're unaware, reacting has been a popular thing on YouTube since pretty much the beginning. There were reply girls, then Xqc, and now React streamers. In every generation, they have been extremely hated. Now, Xqc was a React creator the same way that I am a news creator. Not. Xqc was infamous for just watching videos, being either completely silent or chuckling once in a while, not really giving any insightful commentary into the video or the topic itself. And back in Xqc's prime, a bunch of creators found issue with that, like Jacksfilms, iDubbbz, and a few others. And so pretty much every creator on the platform at the time rallied together to try to run Xqc out of town, and it worked. Xqc's channel eventually died, and it was celebrated throughout the entire YouTube community. It's probably the only time I've ever seen a creator hated that much be celebrated when their career is dead. And recently, streamers have been doing the exact same thing, except now they're getting defended. But before we get into that, we need to go over what's the issue with making React content in general. The issues with React creators just boil down to two things. One, React channels that don't really credit the people that they're watching, and two, the space that occupies the videos. Credit is one of the most important things on YouTube. If you get inspired to do a video based on someone else's video, if you react to another person's video, or even if you use a clip from someone else's video, you have to give credit. It's like one of the golden rules here on YouTube. Oh yeah, Alright, good. And the second one, occupying the same space. If a React channel like the Sidemen or MrBeast react to a video and they use the same title or have the title somewhere in there or have a similar title, that is having the same space. Recently, streamers have been guilty of both these things. If you're not aware, streamers have been getting into a lot of controversy in the past few years about React content. Reacting is a big thing for a majority of streamers, and recently it has been brought up again. This time for a different reason, but let me explain why it's always a big thing. Streamers will stream for a majority of the day, up to 8 hours sometimes, 6 hours, sometimes 24 hours, and they need to fill a lot of time. So a lot of that is dedicated to reacting to other people's content, which is honestly fine. I've had my content reacted to, my friends have had their content reacted to. No one really cares about having their content reacted to at a certain extent. A lot of streamers will play a video in its entirety and do anything else. Will leave, play a game, not interact with it, not give any commentary, and just play it. So in the creator's eyes, they are spending time, effort, and energy on this video that will take weeks or even months to make, and streamers will just watch it in its entirety and not give any constructive feedback. It's basically monetizing someone else's content and not really adding anything to it, exactly like Xqc. And recently people have been getting really mad at streamers because beyond just reacting to a video on stream, not really giving any criticism or critique or commentary, they will re-upload that full reaction with all the silences and all the bland reactions or absolutely nothing going on, and will upload it to YouTube with similar titles, similar thumbnails, and monetizing it and making money off of the original creator's video, and sometimes not even giving credit. Before we get too far into this though, let's go back.
Let's go back.
Not that far back. What I described earlier for number 2, the same space, is a wildly popular theory in the YouTuber creator sphere that I like to call the same space theory. And as you'll see later on, I got the opportunity to go to San Francisco, California and meet pretty much everyone on the YouTube team, including the CEO, the creator liaison, and the head of the algorithm team, Todd. I decided to ask him some questions about YouTube, how it works, and React content in general. I wasn't allowed to record it, obviously, but I'll give a brief explanation as to what he said and try to have a realistic and nuanced take on the same space theory. And this is why I'm dubbing the same space theory part 2, I guess.
When you upload a video, we test it against different audiences and see which type of people are most engaged in your content. And then we spread it to more and more people like them until it eventually hits the maximum amount.
Now, with this in mind, it's important to know that videos always have a chance to do well on the platform. Regardless if they have a terrible title, thumbnail, or have the best one on the entire platform, every video has a chance. Some of it slight, some of it massive. The issue is, since the streamer's audience is typically bigger if they're reacting to smaller creators, it has a higher chance of getting pushed more into the algorithm, thus making it difficult for the smaller creator to be found at all. Let's say hypothetically Xqc is just scrolling on his recommended, and he found a video from a 5K sub channel. He watches it, he loves it, his chat loves it, and they go and subscribe. Fantastic, right? Well, the issue is the chat's not going to rewatch the video. The chat might subscribe, but it's not guaranteed that they're going to watch the next video, especially if it's not anywhere close to the last one. So in YouTube's eyes, this person is getting a mass amount of subs randomly. They don't know where it's coming from. They don't know that it's coming from the video it's being reacted to. They don't know where it's coming from, just coming from somewhere. And more than likely, the next video that that person uploads, unless it's the exact same or very similar, it's not going to do well because the audience that YouTube knows is theirs, aka their subscribers, are not going to be interested in it. And then YouTube doesn't have a pool to tell where to put that video. And if you try to bring this up to the streamer, oh boy, they're not going to like it. And if you don't know, I'm going to be talking about... There's a bunch of streamers that are currently involved in the new drama of just not giving credit and just re-uploading the entire video. But the one in the spotlight the most is Xqc. He's been extremely combative on Twitter. He's been extremely stupid on Livestream. And honestly, he's just being kind of a dick. Now, if you're not aware who Xqc is, he is one of, if not the most consistently big streamers on Twitch. He was a former Overwatch professional player, and he's been in controversy after controversy after controversy. Being 100% real is kind of his shtick by now. Now, why do I say that? I mean, Xqc is known for being a really cool guy. He is the biggest culprit of reaction content and stealing. It's not even like fan accounts or him just being blatantly bad at reacting on stream like a lot of other streamers. He is stealing content and then re-uploading it to his own official Xqc channel. It was so bad that some channels had to explicitly tell him to change the thumbnail because it was ruining their CTR. And if you look at it right now, a lot of the titles are going to be Xqc reacts, stuff like that. But before he got into controversy, it was just the exact title and the exact thumbnail. It was insane. Speaking of that, along with those channels that are telling him to stop, a bunch of other channels have also criticized him for stealing their content, and he doesn't seem compassionate at all. Like this guy Vince Vintage, he did not like the way that Xqc reacted to his videos. He said that it felt less like he was actually being shouted at and appreciated and more like being used to fill a time slot.
So I reached out to Vince Vintage and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did Xqc get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by Xqc at all for any of my React videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like Xqc, Hasan, Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when Xqc does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hasan watched my stuff, he shouted me out and he says he loves my stuff and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Xqc, he really just steals my shit, entertains his audience of hundreds of hours I put into my videos while I get just a link in the YouTube description. Problem isn't the reacting, it's the re-uploading of my video with his face on the thumbnail, and I don't DMCA him because I don't want the Twitter drama.
And Xqc's response wasn't, oh, okay, my bad, I'll do better, or I just won't react to your content. It was, you're wrong, you're a paid agent. Actually, you're a grifter because you allow other people to watch your content too, which was never the criticism. His criticism wasn't ever, oh, people react to my content, so that's bad. Vince's point was that you make him feel bad when you react to his content. If someone doesn't want their content on your stream or to be watched by your stream, regardless if they allow it on other people's streams, that's fine. Just don't watch it. I just showed a few clips from the Xqc debate with H3, and boy, does he look like a fucking dickhead. I don't think I've ever seen Xqc look this stupid on any live form, and he is known as the guy that's incomprehensible.
Why does your hair look like a hat? I don't know. Why does your dick look
His most popular clip is him saying Cheeto at a cheetah. That's more coherent and intelligent than what was going on in this debate. Xqc believes that what he does doesn't fall under fair use. His content is not transformative at all.
Do you agree that you've created non-transformative reactions?
100%, yeah.
Which is insane to me because in most of these instances, you want to deny, and deny. But Xqc buckles down so hard on this. He claims that he tries to reach out to every single person he reacts to get credit and see if it's okay for him to react to their content. But I have proven that this isn't true. Besides Vince, he also hasn't reached out to a bunch of creators, one of them being Jabroni. I asked him, and he said that he's never been reached out to. While he doesn't care if Xqc reacts to his content, still the fact that he didn't reach out to him is a little weird, considering that it's not even Xqc running his channel. He has someone else doing it, and this shit isn't difficult. Now, to show how easy it really is to make an Xqc reaction video, in the top left corner, I'm gonna have me recreating one with a timer, of course, to show how easy and fast it can be to make one. Now, I know it's kind of unfair to expect someone to not only run an entire channel by himself, but also reach out to each person individually. But when you're making majority of the money that the Xqc YouTube channel is making just by uploading short reactions and short stream highlights, I guarantee you have enough time to do the due diligence of reaching out to people and asking asking if it's okay. And I got a solid 1741, which it was pretty good. This honestly was really easy to make an entire video for the Xqc Reacts channel. 17 seconds, kind of impressive to be honest. But if you think you can get better time than me, make sure to record your speed run with the timer and everything and tweet at me at @Th3Vale. The fastest time to send to me, I'll send you like $100 or something. I don't know. Yeah, let's get back to it though. Even if you don't get a response, it's more than what you've been doing already. If you're able to find the original video and put it in each of the descriptions, you can find their Twitter or their email or even their Instagram. It does not matter. But ultimately, Xqc's arguments amount to nothing. And at the end, he is rolling around on the floor like a worm. I don't know why. The way Xqc sees React content is that he is getting content and he is able to fill a time slot while he's giving people promotions and shoutouts. And while some creators love that and it's great, majority of the small creators you react to do not benefit from this. Actually, the opposite. Take example, Internet Anarchist, someone that I talked about earlier. He showed that his video, after getting reacted to by Xqc, actually had a lower CTR. It was appearing less in people's recommended because of Xqc's video. Vince Vintage and so many other people are also having this problem, where if you just take the title and thumbnail or have something similar, you are getting completely fucked over. Unless you're a channel like MrBeast, Daily Dose of Internet, Summoning Salt, Sunny V2, people who already have established audiences and each video blows up, you will get fucked over if you're reacted to by Xqc and he doesn't actually do the due diligence of trying to help the creator. But I'm assuming a lot of you are probably thinking, well, who cares about what you think? You're a commentary guy. You've never been reacted to by a big streamer, so you really aren't one to talk. Well, that is true. I've never been reacted by Ludwig, I'm Dante, Xqc, any of those people. But I know people who have. And I got to sit down with some of them and ask them some questions about their personal feelings towards React content and their experiences with getting reacted to and how it helped and didn't help their career. So let's hear from people who know what they're talking about. So who are you and what do you do?
I am Th3Vale. My first name is Joe. The thing I am most famous for is definitely still doing an impression of Ludwig. I still have people that will pop into chat or even out on the street that will be like, you're that guy that laughs like Ludwig. Good job.
My name is Bills and I run the Bills YT channel. I create content and I do documentary style content about different YouTubers or different TV shows that are online today.
What's your experience with React content and being reacted to?
So I've done both. You know, I've reacted to content. I grew a lot on YouTube from larger creators reacting to my content. First being, of course, Ludwig reacting to the impression of him. Other streamers reacted to that impression. That was kind of a series I did, like Hasan and OTK, and then they all reacted to those videos, which has the, you know, kind of good side, bad side. Positive being you kind of get this audience immediately injected into your channel, and that feels really good. The negative being it enhances a kind of pigeonhole effect that YouTube currently has. If I posted anything that wasn't related to those streamers, I would get less views.
I've been doing this for about 2 years and I've gotten reacted to quite a bit, probably from smaller YouTubers and reaction channels, but some of it's positive, some of it's negative. I'm gonna tell you about one of the impacts when it was negative, which was with a big streamer. And I don't really want to say his name because, you know, he's a big reaction streamer. And there's a bunch of times where my friends will send me like, oh yeah, this guy reacted to your video. And I'll go check the reaction to just watch it like everybody else. And there'll be no sign of my channel in the title or the description. And there's no link to even click to even view my channel. So sometimes they're very positive, but sometimes they're really negative as well. And it's the bigger streamers that happen to like quote mess up or forget to put something in the description. Something as little as just copying and pasting my URL.
What do you think reaction streamers should do better while watching the content and trying to make it more transformative?
Really, it's just the conversation piece. I've been very lucky that I can't remember off the top of my head anybody that reacted to my videos poorly. As far as like, I'm not saying they loved it. I mean more reacted poorly as in like just sat there. A lot of them engaged with it. If there was a joke about someone they knew, you know, they maybe could add something to it, laugh, say, you know, that's so true, that's a good one. Making it part of the stream and still keeping their personality in it, I think is good because it literally shows people online like, this is good. And that's insanely parasocial, but that's again how like live streaming is. If you don't laugh at a video, your audiences are way less likely to laugh at it because they see somebody not having that same emotion and they're like, well, it must not be funny.
From those interviews, I know that React content kind of seems bleak. Like, it really does nothing for the creator. It only helps the person reacting. And well, honestly, that's kind of true. Somewhat. There are some people who make really good React content that is mutually beneficial for the reactor and the person being reacted to. And let's go over those examples real quick and see exactly what they do so well. Ta-da! I look like an insane person. So these are the people that I call the golden standard of React streaming. Majority of these people do what they're supposed to do, reacting, making it interesting, adding commentary, and when they re-upload the video onto their channel, they give credit and they make it more interesting than just putting the direct video from their stream onto their channel. And ignore how dog shit they look. I'm not gonna buy new ink for this video. Fuck that. Now there's two people I want to call attention to that I personally believe do it the best, and I think this is how React creators should do it from now on. That being Mr. Critical and Mr. Ogren. Now let me explain why these two are the best. Now the first person we're going to be talking about is this absolute alpha male. If you don't know who this is Moist Critical. He mostly does commentary, reactions, movie reviews, esports, pretty much everything under the sun in terms of content. And I think he is probably one of the best reaction streamers of all time. Now why do I say that? Well, for example, take a look at this video titled Dumbest Chase Ever. Now what's really good about this video and what Moist Critical does really well is he only includes parts where he's talking or parts that add to the story that he is adding on to. Nothing is added purely for runtime. Everything is extremely necessary for the video itself. It feels less like a reaction video and more like a Moist Critical video with the reaction as a backdrop. For as reaction streamer content goes, it's pretty good. And this is definitely the baseline of what every reaction streamer should do, whether that be Xqc, Hasan, Moist Critical, Ludwig, it does not matter. If you are going to be a reaction streamer who reacts to content and decides to re-upload it, you should only include parts that help add to your video story or that you engage in. Now, what I personally think Moist Critical does the best is when he finds a channel that he actually enjoys. For example, this video. This chef is a master of sausages. He finds his channel called Ordinary Sausages, has 3,000 subscribers. Not really that popular, but this video blows up. It's just him watching and making jokes based around the guy's channel. But from that video, Ordinary Sausage became a huge creator and did various and multiple collabs with Moist Critical. Not only did Moist Critical react to his content and make it his own, Moist Critical made him a character in his stream, so his viewers would be more willing to support him because they felt some kind of connection with him, and he helped support his channel. And now Ordinary Sausage is at 727,000 subscribers. I'm not saying that was all Moist Critical's doing, but the way that Moist Critical did it was able to help this guy turn his YouTube channel to his career. Now let's talk about the second person that I pulled from the board. Now, if you don't know who that is, that's Ludwig Ogren. Personally, one of my favorite streamers and probably one of the biggest on YouTube. And he's not a big react streamer. He doesn't do a lot of reactions. But when he does, he mostly just keeps them on stream. But he does some things like Moist Critical that I think are really, really interesting. If we go back, my friend Th3Vale was reacted to by Ludwig for his impression video of him. And Ludwig watched that on stream, got a few clips from it, and it was a big thing for both of them. But Ludwig didn't just react to his content and then dip. He interacted with Th3Vale, and it added him to a lot of the events that Ludwig was doing at the time. And it helped Th3Vale out immensely. Now, there definitely are great ways to do react content, and those two are great examples, but you don't necessarily have to do exactly what they did. It's kind of a lot to expect creators to not only react to people's content, give credit and do the whole 9 yards, and then create whole events just to be able to support them. That's not really realistic. But what I think a lot of React creators miss is the collaboration aspect of React content. Like, you don't have to make them the main character of your stream or interact with them in an insane way, but make it to where it's interesting for their audience and your audience to see you two interact. The whole point why React content is interesting is to see someone that you are a fan of or someone that you know give their input and feel like you're watching along with them. And the luxury of that is, since they're typically a big creator, they have the opportunity to interact with the original creator in fun and unique ways. So let's go through my final thoughts on React content. Now, I know I just made like a super negative video about React content. So I'm assuming a lot of people think I hate React content as a whole, but I really don't. I think React content is great if done well. It gives the audience the opportunity to find new creators that they might enjoy. It gives creators who already have established audiences a segue to interact and collaborate with smaller creators. It sounds honestly fantastic. I could try to come up with a bunch of solutions for what streamers should do and what YouTube should do or whatever, but at the end of the day, it does not matter. The main people that should try to hold these streamers accountable is you guys, the audience. Because I think it'll be very difficult to find streamers who are actually willing to hold their friends accountable. It's not a pattern that's been very popular recently. So if you see a streamer that's just blatantly stealing and not adding anything of their own or uploads videos, make sure to call them out. Make sure to try to get the original creator credit. Because if you know anything about specific creators, they bend the knee heavy to their audience. I think that's really the only thing that we can do as people who watch streamers. But if you want to know what YouTube thinks about React creators, I went down to San Francisco and I got your favorite YouTubers to ask the new YouTube CEO questions. It's gonna be my next video, so stay tuned until that. And if you're curious about this guy back here, I put him in an art museum, so both those videos will be on screen. But I'm pretty sure that's it for me today. So bye.
Breakfast with a bitch named Tiffany, Wrist game is thin cause it's ivory, Got your mommy with me now, irony, Trying to pipe my dentist, fake a cavity, What? I got my panties up, and you withdrew. I got my panties up, and you withdrew. I got my panties up, and you withdrew. I got my panties up, so I'm the center of attention, and